Hello, I'm King Koopa, and we're here today to talk about episode 6 of the Monsterverse series, Skull Island. In this episode, we find out Annie's backstory about how she met Dog. Well, she already said what happened to her dad, but it shows it, I guess, kind of. Not really. Dog and Charlie run a lot, and there's gremlins, but not like the Mogwais, like the gremlins. It's a gremlin tree. All right, Koopas, settle in with the M&M's minis. And you may be wondering why Green Koopa's right here with this controller, and it's because we're waiting on my lawyer to come, and also in case there's more dinosaurs that show up. He's here to. Well, I don't think he'll protect me, but he's here. Hey. All right, let's hit that Skull Island intro, Koopas. This episode has a B storyline, which is a flashback, and then the A storyline, which happens in the present. And I'm going to tell the flashback in its entirety first instead of splitting it up because it's easier to tell the story that way. Where's the lawyer at? They're on the way from Maryland. It'll be okay. If you say so. The episode starts out with a very young Annie being, I don't know, she's like in a cupboard or something. And her dad is putting her in a cupboard because, it looks like Dog, but bigger kind of, and is tearing open the boat. They're on a boat that crashed on the island. Not Skull Island, this other island where Annie is. She called it Annie Island. Annie's dad has a gun, and he locks Annie in the vent thing, in the cupboard or whatever. I'm not really sure on what it is because the boat's upside down, so it's hard to say what's what. The next day, Annie's burying her dad, and then she notices something in the bushes. She goes where she heard the sounds, and then she sees that thing on the beach there. And then she goes around, and she sees Dog as a puppy. And then they bond and become friends. There's a little bit of bonding where they share a pack of hot dogs. I don't know. I'd probably share the hot dogs because. So Annie's been on the island with Dog for 10 years or so. And then all of a sudden, Irene showed up with the ninja dudes on the island. And they all had guns. But nobody fired their weapons or anything. They were just there. And then all of a sudden, Dog comes barreling down the beach like. He starts munching on some of the ninja guys, and throwing them around and stuff, and then Annie throws a spear at Irene, which I guess the head ninja guy's name is Sam. His name is Sam. They said it multiple times. His name is Sam. And that's what happened right before the first episode, as far as Annie's concerned. Now, I will fill you in on the flashback that Mike had when they first got to the island. Irene hired Mike and his dad to go look for that island where Annie was. That's why they were out there, but they were also looking for cryptids. And they found the Kraken, that's for sure. And that's the end of the flashback. In the present, it shows us that Annie's woken up from her tranquilizer sleep. But Mike has gotten worse, and it turns out I was incorrect about food poisoning, and it was actually where the Kraken had smacked his chest. That's rude. The Kraken is super rude. Then it shows Dog and Charlie running away from the area, like the temple area where Kong is, or was. I think he's still there. They're running, trying to get back to the camp, because as far as they know, the ninjas are bad guys. And they're running and running. For a long time, Dog won't let him ride on his back, but then he finally does let him ride on his back. And they get to this tree, and then Charlie's like, all right, I'm going to make fire, and we're going to set this tree on fire, and it'll distract them. And then when they come over here to look, we're gonna sneak into the camp and we're gonna free Annie and Mike and my dad. He gets a torch going and he goes to set this tree on fire, but the tree is covered in these gremlins, in these pasty gremlins. The gremlins, like, they freak out because I guess they don't like fire very much, and I don't know, I can relate to that, even though I can spit fire out of my mouth. Look. What did you think? The gremlins, they take off and they attack Dog and Charlie, and like there's a bunch of them, okay, so like the tree is on a hill next to the field with orange grass, and some of the gremlins run off into the field with orange grass at the same time that Annie's escaped from the ninjas. She beats up these two gremlins in the grass, and then one grabs her, and then Dog launches the gremlin. And Charlie runs up behind Dog, and he's like, "Oh, Dad," and then they hug and stuff. And then Dog, he knocks Irene down and goes, "Grr, grr, grr, grr." And then Annie walks up and then makes Irene apologize. But Annie's delusional. There's nothing to apologize for. Dog attacked them first, and they were trying to defend themselves. And it's multiple islands with crazy monsters on it. Like, let's be real here. So Irene apologizes to Dog, and Charlie's dad explains to Charlie and also Dog, because I guess Dog can understand, but he can't talk because he's a dog. And then, all of a sudden, we hear screaming like, "Oh!" And then the guy who got hit by Dog earlier, I think in the last episode, the guy that got hit by Dog in the field, he went flying and broke his arm. He got grabbed by the Kraken. And they're like really far in the island, like the Kraken shouldn't be able to reach him, but he's got his game genie going. He grabs a guy, carries him off, and then they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna stop this? This Kraken is a problem. We gotta get off this island. What are we gonna do?" And then Charlie's like, "I got a plan. And it involves a big monkey." And that's the end of the episode, Koopas. This series is pretty good. I hope nothing happens to prevent a second season from coming out soon. Netflix, I hope nothing happens to prevent a second season coming out soon. Because it would make it seem like you're just being cynical when you block my videos, because I'm a king. Remember, Koopas, be kind to people you have no reason to be kind to. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I want you to have a nice day. Oh.